I grew up with magic. I think in terms of symbols, windows, doors, portals to other worlds, animals that act like people, and these sort of silhouettes who are anonymous, they're androgynous, beams of light. I'm Khadijah Morley. I'm an artist and educator that mostly works in printmaking. I'm interested in counter-narratives, stories that are sort of like an alternative or basically a different lens from the sort of dominant cultural lens that we're sort of taught on an everyday basis. I've been thinking a lot about like my own relationship to spirituality and stuff, especially like kind of like folk tales that I grew up with. I've been more open to like just like fully depicting those atmospheres, those feelings. So this, for me, this piece is almost like it's like setting up an atmosphere. It's like setting up the beginning of almost like entering a portal. So it's like this, almost like this face like coming out of this like cosmic wall, this like vast void, like just peeking through. Printmaking is like probably 80% prep and the rest is actually printing. I love gradients. It kind of is like that quick, nice cheat where I don't have to like do, I don't know, like 5 layers. I can just do 1 layer. I'm trying my best. Like, I'm not gonna match it exactly because it kind of gets boring. So I'm gonna try to find like a slight variation. So I got into printmaking by accident. It's a beautiful aesthetic. It's very flat, bold. It's really helped me think about my art practice differently. It's made me think about the sort of history of printmaking. Something about it. It's like the human error of it is what I really enjoy. It's the computer stuff is too clean, too perfect. You know what I mean? And it's more interesting to me to see like the mistakes, because you see the process through mistakes. The type of printing that I do is called relief carving. So you can do that through wood, lino block, anything that essentially, if you carve away at that surface, it leaves a piece of the object behind. So essentially what I'm doing is I am taking a roller filled with lots of colors and I'm rolling that roller across the surface that is left behind, and I'm printing it on paper with the help of pressure. I think about death a lot. I didn't realize, but I do, because I think there's a lot of pieces that the body is separated from its physical form. It's going somewhere else. It's traveling. I grew up sort of thinking that, you know, it's not just one plane you're existing on, it's like you're in between worlds. Where is this surrealist imagery coming from, right? It's just something I grew up with. And that's what I kind of show in my work a lot, you know? And I grew up with like a lot of like Jamaican folk tales and like this thing called like obia. And it's kind of like, it's not witchcraft, but it is characterized as witchcraft, but it's actually a sort of, it's a sort of spiritual way of existing in the world. It's a spiritual practice. For me, it's very interesting that there's very prevalent aspects in, you know,
very like different Afro-Caribbean folklore that get passed down for centuries, like for years. And it's something that's still held on to and has been painted as something that's superstition, evil. And I think that I have to reassess as to why it's considered that way. And it's very powerful. It's a form of embodied knowledge that I wish I knew more about. And I feel like I'm in the beginning stages of like trying to understand where a lot of how I see the world comes from. What I like about printmaking is the experimentation. You can create an image over and over and over again, as many different ways as you like. And there's room to play. And printmaking in a way is almost like alchemy. It's like magic.